Another Course to College is a small public high school in Boston with just over 200 students from a variety of diverse backgrounds and languages. The newest addition to ACC has been by far the most exciting, the brand new Writing Center itself, which would never have come to us without the hard work and commitment of our headmaster.
Smith. I'm the headmaster of Another Course to College, and we're so excited about our partnership with the Writing Center. We first became interested in the Writing Center through Steve Gordon, who had actually done some work with some of our English teachers here and knew a lot about ACC, knew a lot about our mission in terms of our need or goal to make sure that students are ready for analytical reading and writing at the college level. So initially we became interested in the Writing Center because it really did seem to fully align with the goals that we had at ACC. It's also extremely attractive to have the outside direct support through the tutoring services, which we've had wonderful luck with our tutors this year. We've had Bobby Keefe here all year long. He actually started before the Writing Center opened. He was here doing some fantastic work with our students. So the direct support to our students as well as the support for our teachers made this project really, really attractive. And it's gone extremely well. I really love the fact that both Denise and Steve treat us as partners, that it's not about the University of Massachusetts. I hear the phone ringing in the background. I'm not going to get that, don't worry. It's not about the university coming in and sort of doing their thing. It's more about us learning and working together, and I think that our staff has really appreciated that. And I know that our students love the Writing Center. There are times at 5:30 at night where I really am ready to go because I've been here since 7, and there are still students who are working away with Bobby in the Writing Center. And so it definitely has changed the culture here. It's made students a lot more, I think, comfortable with the process of writing and comfortable with asking for help, which is something that we've been trying to work with students on, that it's okay for them to need support in their writing, that it's good to have more than one draft, and it's good to actually have someone look at your writing and give you some feedback so you can make it the best that it can be. And the Writing Center, with the support from Bobby and with the support of Denise and Steve, really has transformed, I think, ACC.
Welcome to the ACC Writing Center. Here we have student work collected from throughout the entire school. With the help of tutors from the University of Massachusetts, the Writing Center is able to stay open from 7 in the morning until 5:30 in the afternoon for students to spice up their writing. Tutors help them with drafting, editing, publishing, and of course with celebrating success as well.
Hi, my name is Bobby Keefe. I'm a tutor here at Another Course to College. I've been here since September, and it's been a fantastic year. It's a great room. As you can see, we have tons of computers, tons of space, and a great coordinator, Miss G. So as far as what it's been like this year, we meet with kids from 9th to 12th grade, all different levels, from kids doing really advanced stuff in 12th grade to special ed kids working on their papers. I'd say the best thing that we can give them is an attentive ear, a lot of time, and that we ask a lot of questions. I found a lot of kids get infuriated when we sometimes just don't do the work for them, and so we just ask questions. And then after making relationships with them for a couple weeks or a few months, we realized that that's what they like the best. They're really glad that we didn't just go in there with a pencil and mark stuff up and do the thinking for them. They like the challenge, and they like discovering their own talents as well. And they start to look to us more as, as guides, as experienced readers, and people interested in them, and not looking at us so much as people who will, fix their paper, get them the A, and all that kind of stuff. We've seen the kids really like doing the work themselves and finding their own voices and coming up with really impressive stuff.
One of the strategies I've found most useful working with students in the Writing Center involves sitting with the student and asking the student questions in order to elicit the kind of beginning that the student can use when starting their paper. So one of the first students who came to me this year to ask for help on a paper was a regular ed 11th grade student who came in and told me that he couldn't do the assignment that was asked for his writing class. So I said, well, what was the assignment? And he said the assignment was to write about, in your own words, a 500-word essay on what you believe it means to be an American. So he sat down and I sat down with him. I took out a piece of paper and I said, well, why can't you do the assignment? And he said, well, because I don't believe that to be an American means any one thing. I believe that over the years, America has become such a mix of everything that there's no real way to define an American other than to say that it's a mix of cultures, and I don't believe that it means any one thing. And the whole time that he was talking, I was just literally writing down everything that he said. And at the end of his kind of going off, he just looked at me and I held up the paper and I read back to him what he said. And I said, I think you've got your thesis. And he looked at me like, did I say all that? And I said, yeah, you did. I didn't add anything to this. You came up with this. And he ended up taking that with him, and it did become his thesis and his introductory paragraph. And I think the point about that is that whether it's a kid who, in this kid's case, had a lot of great ideas, but kind of just didn't really know how to get started. And we all know what it feels like to stare at a blank computer screen and just not know where to begin. Or with a student who maybe really does struggle with processing, maybe that's part of the student's IEP, so that they've got the ideas but they can't get them down. This is a good strategy for you to use, the interview strategy. You take a blank piece of paper, let the student talk out loud, and you sort of scribe as the person's talking. And then when you can show it to them, these are your ideas. This is what you just told me. Now they have something to go on. It's also important because in the Writing Center, we're just dealing with what other teachers have assigned. And some teachers give out graphic organizers and some teachers don't, and they just kind of send the kids on their way. So if you don't have something like that in front of you, this is a good place to start. And I think the kid had come to me half thinking that, I might go back to his English teacher and say, sorry, the student can't write the assignment. And in the end, he not only wrote the assignment, but the teacher told me later it was one of the best in the class.
Yeah. You know what?
Hi, my name is Bob Como and I teach senior English here at another course in college. And I'm a big fan of the Writing Center here. Some kids have formed some really nice relationships with some of the tutors, which is just really great. The more positive relationships that they can have with adults in the building, the better. So the Writing Center has really helped dramatically, and we've seen that, I think, in graduation data this year. More seniors will be graduating than in any of the past years in recent memory. And in, I'd say also intangibles like kids' affect around when papers are due. They know that they've got somebody there to help walk them through it. And some of the intensive remediation work has been off my shoulders to some degree. For example, we have one kid who is really an earnest scholar, but struggles mightily with English because he was born in China and only came recently. He needs somebody to really sit with him and work on grammar in his writing, and he's got a place to do that now. So for so many reasons, it's been a wonderful addition to our school.
Greetings, loved ones. Let's take a journey.